Greetings, my Legionnaires! Today I bring you news of my recent firefight with Destiny 2. The successor to the 2014 title of Bungie's newest franchise, Destiny 2 aims to diminish the first iteration's faults while retaining what made the game so fun to play in the first place. The question remains, is it worth a return trip or better left untouched? As always, I'll tell you all that and more along with a spoiler-free plot synopsis of the campaign, the highlights, and the shortcomings. Destiny 2 begins at the Fall. You play as a Guardian, a chosen warrior granted supernatural abilities by the Traveler, an entity in the form of a gigantic orb, and it's under assault. The culprits are the armies of the Red Legion, led by Dominus Gall, a physically imposing and power-hungry tyrant that is bent on stripping the powers bestowed by the Traveler and claiming them for his own. Now, it rests on you as one of the only Guardians to retrieve the light of the Traveler, your fantastical abilities, and defeat Gall before his evil schemes become truly realized. Let's put our best foot forward, as always, and talk about the redeeming qualities of our foe. The story in Destiny 2 is leaps and bounds better than the first. Although not overly compelling, understanding the universe and the players in it made the campaign much more enjoyable. The standout moments consisted of brief peeks behind the curtain of the Red Legion to see how their hierarchy operated. Not only did it establish the motivations of the villains, but added a cinematic flair that the first game lacked. Also, the environments you traverse through seem much more varied and vibrant compared to the first title. In one instance, a level played out a bit like Doom to begin with, and eventually turned into a sequence akin to the Alien films. This variety really spices up the game and leads to exciting moments. Sprinkled throughout, you can contribute to public events which are a fun spectacle all their own. Laying waste to a tank with a spawned rocket launcher feels wonderful and really reminds you of Bungie's pedigree in the best way possible. This ties into the main draw of the game, which is the gunplay, and it is excellent. Every weapon feels powerful and fun, which is a huge credit to the developers. Plus, every enemy is just enjoyable to pick apart with bullets. Seeing them get ripped asunder, blown to bits, or turned to ash by your abilities is always cathartic. Be it tearing through the 8 to 10 hour campaign, indulging in the player versus player action of the Crucible, or going on a 3-man strike against AI-controlled enemies, the game's frantic firefights are always a pleasure to be a part of. Alongside your armaments, you have class-specific abilities that allow you to alter your grenade, melee attack, glide, and ultimate ability. You are given a primary subclass initially, but you must progress through the game, gaining levels and participating in events to unlock missions to acquire the others. These solo outings feel meaningful as you harness your new power and get to use them quite liberally. Brief power fantasy moments like this one, or using that new skill to crush opponents in the Crucible, can be quite addicting. Finally, Destiny 2 feels much less taxing than the first game in how quickly your character levels and gets good gear. Even playing the same strikes over and over is incredibly fun by yourself, or better yet, with a group of your best pals. Now for some of the game's inadequacies, which thankfully are few. The biggest amongst them is the lack of a new class. While the 3 brand new subclasses are interesting and fun, they don't do too much to shake up the gameplay from its predecessor. Along with that, the customization options for your character and armor are lacking. With a game that seems to spare no expense, it feels like a missed opportunity to make players feel more attached to their avatars. Overall, Destiny 2 is quality meets quantity. The story-focused campaign does a good job of setting up the world for newcomers to the franchise, while also providing something that sorely lacked in its predecessor. The gunplay remains to be the gold standard when it comes to first-person shooters, as each weapon feels powerful and gratifying to wield. While the lack of a new class and extensive character customization are unfortunate, Destiny 2 is still definitely worth the price of admission. Legionnaires, agree with my review? Let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel to see more tactical reports just like this one. If you want to help bolster the Legion, share this review with a friend, or check us out on patreon.com/criticalreviews to see how you can support us. Thanks for stopping by, and just remember to adapt and overcome.